Utah Department of Health says Utah is fourth in the nation now for fatal drug overdoses. That's one reason state law enforcement and healthcare professionals are together right now trying to do something about it. News specialist Jed Boal is live in Salt Lake City at the Heroin Opioid Summit. Jed?
Dave, listen to this. 80% of heroin addicts actually started off with prescription drugs. A father who lost his son to heroin overdose tells me that his son was on that same path until a decade of addiction did him in.
I had no idea what to do and I was lost, but I loved my son.
Mark Lewis is a security director with the TSA. Today, he's sharing his story as the father of an opioid and heroin addict.
And unless you've experienced it personally, you can't understand how powerful that addiction is.
His son Tony tried OxyContin in middle school. He was surprised at the availability of the potent drug.
Because other kids were getting it from their parents' medicine cabinet.
By high school, Tony was a heroin addict.
Tony told me that he was hooked on heroin the first time he tried it. You can't afford to let your children even try this once.
That's why prevention is so critical.
I think we continue to prevent. We continue to prevent people from starting down this path of addiction and getting involved in these types of drugs to where they turn to this synthetic type heroin.
The experts here agree. They need to tackle this epidemic with prevention, law enforcement, and treatment that begins in jail and continues to monitor the addict once they're out the door. If Lewis could have done one thing differently.
And I wish I had educated myself more and done my own research. We were so lost and caught up in the struggle, we had no idea where to turn for help.
Now he knows there are resources available.
This will take years to turn around. We can't turn this around in weeks or months. We got to get our people at a younger age to understand.
So what's working? Well, the Justice Reinvestment Initiative is only 1 year old, but already showing some promise. With that law, addicts are sentenced to less time in jail, but provided more time in treatment. Drug courts have also shown a lot of promise over the last decade, but more solutions are still necessary. Dave?
Jed Boal live at a very important summit tonight in Salt Lake City. Thanks, Jed. Utah